Hey everyone, Mr. Pixel here, and I know you've been waiting on this review, so let's get it. Hey, so before we get started in this video, I just want to say that I am going to do a separate video for the camera itself because it's a lot to cover within the camera, and I just don't feel like I want to cover it in this video because it's going to be a lot to talk about and just a lot. So what I will do now is show you some samples of some video clips, and I'll show you some samples of some photos right now. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed that. Those video clips were shot in 4K 30, and there was no editing done to them at all. And the photos that you see are shot in actually the 50 megapixel raw mode, and it was edited in Lightroom and Photoshop, so those are edited. But I am a professional photographer, so I kind of wanted to show you how much or what you can really do with that 50 megapixel raw file. So I hope you enjoyed those photos. I'll show you samples of regular photos that came out of the camera later in this review. So as always, I like to open up my videos talking about the battery life because a lot of you want to know how's the battery life. Listen, I'm going to say it 1,000 times over that battery life is very subjective, person to person. We all use different apps, we use our phones differently, and it's just what it is, man. Like I can't give you a number and then you be like, well, that's good and my phone's going to last like that too. No, everybody experience is different with battery life, and I'm just going to report like I report on all my devices that I make it through a whole full day, 24 hours plus with my phones. I take it off the charge at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I normally put it on the charge about 2 a.m. or whenever I'm about to go to bed because I'm a gamer, so I game up all night long. So, you know, sometimes I'm at like 28, 17% battery life, but it'd be like 3-4 o'clock in the morning still. So battery for me is pretty good. I mean, it's never really been bad on, I haven't had a bad phone battery in like years. I mean, like at least about 8 years now. So battery life has been pretty solid for me, and the Pixel is pretty good. Like I don't know what everybody else is getting, but it's been great for me. So I want to touch up on the AI features on this device, you know, Magic Editor and everything else that's cool that they announced. I like these features, they're pretty cool. I know they are going to the cloud and it takes a while to, you know, generate whatever they got to do and everything like that, but people really are blowing it up like it's a big issue or whatever like that. I mean, we do a lot of things on our phones, and I'm pretty sure a few seconds won't hurt you if you got time to be digging into your phone, editing photos in the first place. So, I mean, the reality is it's going to get better sooner than later. We got Snapdragon coming out with theirs, and theirs seem to be a lot better and faster and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm just not the one to complain about features. I mean, I remember coming from the 90s. I'm from the 90s. I'm going to say that well, I'm showing my age right now, but we didn't have this technology. So growing up and seeing all this technology that we have in these devices and stuff like that, I'm more appreciative of it because a lot of you were born into this era, and then it's like, you know, this all you know. But I mean, look, I come from an era where we didn't have smartphones. Our phones we had no internet. They weren't in color. All we can do is call. We couldn't even text. We had to buy a separate device to text. So all of this new technology that we're getting with these devices, I'm like a little bit more appreciative of it. So if it takes a few more seconds to generate something really cool in the end, that's fine. I mean, I spend hours, and I mean hours, editing photos on Photoshop for my clients. So a few seconds to do what I do for hours, I'll take that. Now, you already know, as always, I am not a power user when it comes to these phones and these devices. So sometimes we forget what these devices are really made for. Mainly is to make a simple phone call, or to communicate, to text, to do basic stuff. And a lot of us lose that touch because we're so power hungry with a lot of these devices that we feel like we need to have numbers to tell us that this device is better than this device. And I feel like if you sat down and sometimes just use your phone like a normal person would, and I'm not talking about a power user, just a basic user, you would find that the Tensor G3 would be just fine for your needs, because it works well for my needs. My phone calls, my social apps, my texting, my pictures, my videos, just anything that I need that's basic, that it does. And I don't need the Pixel to be that powerful gaming phone or GPU type phone, because there's phones out there that do that. If that's what I want, then I go buy that. But what the Pixel offers, nobody else is offering. That's why I have the Pixel. So with all that being said, the Pixel performance is solid. I mean, it's a Pixel. It's going to do Pixel things. The animations is smooth. The UI is smooth. The just opening and closing apps is smooth. Everything is just Pixel, Pixel, Pixel. You already know how it is. So the performance has been pretty great. I don't expect anything less from Google when it comes to the performance in this chip, and it's been able to handle everything that I throw at it. Granted, I'm not a power user or gamer, but with anything else, it's been pretty. I haven't had any issues. That's the point of this whole section, is that the performance is good. I do want to bring up, Google features and stuff like that. I mean, people don't talk about it enough, like, the screen calling and on hold for me, and the voice recorder, and just everything, voice dictation, just the great features that make the Pixel experience that much better is why I kind of like cling on to the Pixel experience, because of those things. And people don't give it enough credit. I just want to bring that up, that I really still enjoy the Google features that we get exclusively with the Pixel, or some that's exclusively. And I love that Google Assistant actually answers my phone calls, which is pretty tight. I see that, the Google Assistant talking to the person, and the person be like, nah, that's a robot. Let me hang up. Click. And I'm like, base. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to show this on camera, but the screen brightness of the Pixel is like by far the brightest phone that I've ever used. And outside, it is completely visible, which is insanely crazy. Does it sustain that for a long time? I don't really know, because to be honest with you, while I'm out there, I don't be on my phone too much. So at the time that I'm using it for 4 or 5 minutes out there looking at it, it works perfectly fine when I'm shooting pictures and stuff like that, whatever. I never really seen it decrease while I was out there. It just sustained that brightness long enough for me to get the job done of whatever I needed to do. But it's going to be kind of hard to show how bright this phone is on camera. I'm going to try my best to like show you, but it's going to be very hard. But this screen, just trust me that this screen brightness is, if you got a screen that's 2000 nits, you already know that that phone is perfectly visible. And then adding 2400 nits total, which is, is just so much better and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, these companies are in a race to make the brightest display. At some point, these displays are going to get washed out real big with the brightness, as they're going to keep going up, because we might end up getting a phone that's going to hit 3000 nits or something like that. So it's whatever. I mean, how much nits do we need to see a phone outside? I don't know if the sun getting brighter or not. You let me know if the sun is getting brighter. But other than that, the brightness is great on this device. Thank you, Google, and amen. That was the prayer, because we got a flat display on the Pixel. I've been so waiting for companies to drop these curved displays and go back to flat panels. And I just want to say that I love it. I finally can put glass screen protectors up there that's not crazy expensive, and it's been working wonderful for me. Also, while we're on that, I want to talk about the build quality. I actually love the build quality. As always, Pixels feel a little bit lighter than most phones out there, but it does feel actually premium in your hand. And the matte glass on the back is just heaven sent. I mean, I don't know what took Google so long to figure this out, but everything needs to be matte. Now, if we could just get rid of these shiny rails on the side, it'd be even better. I would rather have a matte rail on the side as well. Just make the whole phone matte, even the camera bump, just everything matte, and I'd be perfectly fine with this device. I don't need this stainless steel or whatever they got going on the back of this phone right here that causes scratches and stuff like that, because on my Pixel 7 Pro, I'm starting to see scratches finally after almost a whole entire year using that device. But I do baby my devices, so as of right now, I have none on this one, and I don't plan to get any scratches up here. But build quality has been pretty solid, and I love the screen now that it's flat. So Yes, thank you, Google. Also, please don't forget to check out my video comparisons of the iPhone 15 Pro versus the Pixel 8 Pro. You'll be surprised about the results in the daytime shots as well as some of the nighttime shots, but Google do have a issue that they got to work on, and I'm not going to explain it in this video, so just go ahead and click that link down below and go ahead and watch those videos. I promise you will like it. The Pixel video quality is really up to par now, and it's going to be my new B-roll camera that you will see in most of my videos whenever I feel like being lazy and not using my real camera. I like to use my iPhone most of the time, but now I'm going to start using my Pixel phone, so you'll find out how good the video quality is real soon. Now, I also want to thank Thinborn for sending me this beautiful case for the Pixel 8 Pro. I really love the case. It's a very thin profile, real slim case, and it's not that much protection in it, but you also get screen protectors inside of the case as well. And the presentation of the case is so beautiful. They did a really good job actually presenting this to you. So I definitely recommend this case if you're into a very ultra thin case, because it's one of the best ultra thin cases on the market that you can get. And I want to say that the only flaw that I actually have with this case is that it doesn't come with MagSafe. I don't know why they didn't include it with the Pixel 8 Pro series, but you can get this for the Galaxy S8 series, the Flip series, I believe, if I'm correct, and you can get MagSafe included with it. So hopefully one day that we will be able to get the MagSafe version, but it's okay because we can always order a MagSafe ring and put that right onto the back of it, which I am going to do. So I actually already installed one before and it worked perfectly fine, just to let you know, but I took it off for the sake of the video. So I'm going to reinstall this link right here. So if you're interested, just go ahead and grab you this case as well as this MagSafe, and you'll have the perfect case. Anyways, I want to thank Thinborn again, and just click that link in the description and you can grab yours today. So I want to say at $1,000, I think that this phone is well worth it. Some of you may not find that well worth it, but I feel like the upgrades that they gave us this year was well worth it, and it puts this phone in place to being voted as the phone of the year for me. Before that, it was the Galaxy S23 Ultra, but I think that I actually going to give that vote to the Pixel 8 Pro now. I was really shocked because I didn't think that Google was going to make such a good phone this year. I thought it was going to be a smaller upgrade from the Pixel 7 Pro, but if you do have the Pixel 7 Pro, which I still do have, I would say that it is a worthy upgrade. And if you have the money, go ahead for it. If you don't, I understand. The Pixel 7 Pro will do you just fine. Plus, you're going to get a lot of those features from it. But if you're definitely into cameras and taking photos and really a big enthusiast, I would say that the Pixel 8 Pro will fit you perfectly fine, because shooting in pro mode is the best. And I think that you'll enjoy that. But anyways, this is Delvon Digital, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.